Oh, the main character syndrome is strong here because you can't project it onto someone else if you haven't thought it about yourself first. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam. I am so happy to have all of your lovely faces here again with me this week. If you are new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face, welcome. I make weekly videos dissecting internet nonsense, so if you're into that type of thing or you like today's video, I hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel and make sure you never miss another upload from me. Welcome back to the Fat Activist Files, where we're going to go ahead and dig deep into the content of prominent voices within the fat acceptance, fat liberation, and body positivity movements to dissect their arguments and to see if we can find the logic, if there is any. Today's subject has a serious case of main character syndrome. She hates people who are losing weight, but accidentally agrees that lifestyle changes are beneficial. Let's get ready to welcome the one, the only Splotchmaker to the channel. And before we jump in and get too deep, I do just want to note here, Splotchmaker has been on the internet, specifically TikTok, for a little bit now. We are not going to do a whole deep dive into Splotchmaker's content today, but rather focus in on some of her most recent content to really look at her arguments and where she stands. If you would like more of a deep dive style video on Splotchmaker after you watch this, please go ahead and let me know in those comments down below and I will add it to the list. If you've never run into Splotchmaker in the wild, it's okay, I understand. She tends to lay a little bit lower than those who are more prominent like Marissa Matthews, but she's just as condescending as Marissa when it comes to things like weight loss.
Can we as a collective now admit that weight loss is not primarily about health and it's primarily about appearance? Like, let's zoom out and think of it on a social, cultural level. So many of the videos that go viral online, all the posts, just general commentary between people IRL, it's all very appearance-based. It's like, oh my god, do I look thinner? My face is less chubby. You can see less of my double chin, yada yada yada. So many things that are appearances.
Hoo-wee, we are starting out strong on this one. First is her statement that we must collectively agree that weight loss is not primarily about health. And to that, I would counter right away that there are a number of reasons that someone might lose weight. And the key to the variety of reasons stems from the fact that weight loss is self-driven by the person choosing to lose weight. It is completely 100% up to that person to decide if they want to lose weight for health reasons or if they want to lose weight for vanity or appearance reasons. Each person gets to choose how they want to present themselves to the world. And if they choose to lose weight because they want to present themselves in a different way, whether that's strictly appearance-based or they want to be healthier and they just happen to appear differently to the world, they should be free to do that without judgment from people like Splotchmaker. I almost said Marissa. I swear to God, I just had to stop myself because that's how judgmental these people are. It's so hard to tell them apart. People should be able to lose weight without fear of judgment from people in the fat activism movement. It's called bodily autonomy and agency to change your own body. And, you know, for a group of people who say they understand bodily autonomy and that they don't like to be judged, they do an awful lot of judging of other people. She attempts to support her argument by saying that the ways people talk about their weight loss are by noting that they notice that their face is less chubby, that they have less of a double chin, or, oh my gosh, I look thinner. What's the first way that you often notice that someone has lost weight? It's by looking at them. Especially when it's an acquaintance or someone that you're not seeing as often in your life, you notice it right away just by seeing the physical change in their body. And again, while I get where she's trying to go with this, the thing is, there's not a way for us to not focus on appearance because as humans, we can't just look at one another. We don't have X-ray vision. I can't visually blood test your blood to be like, hey, I noticed your cholesterol got lower. the thing you're going to notice is not micro changes. You're seeing the zoomed out macro change to that person's physical appearance. I feel like this isn't that hard to recognize, but maybe I'm wrong. This video kind of left me feeling like I don't really know where you're going with this or what the purpose of this conversation was, again, because it's not that hard to figure out why people would go to appearance first. But then there was another video pretty close to this one time-wise, where she's very condescendingly attacking just people in general who choose to lose weight.
People will go on a weight loss journey and then say, oh my God, I feel so much better after losing weight. I just have more energy waking up in the morning. My body just moves better. I just feel more myself. Like, ugh, come on, guys.
Now, really quick, one more time, I swear I'm gonna let her finish. Let's just take 1 second here to remind ourselves why someone might start a conversation with this little piece she just did here. It's because often when people start talking about weight loss and the things that have changed for them, it's based on someone else seeing those macro level changes in appearance, and then that's how the conversation gets kick-started. But I'll hold on. Go on, Splotchmaker.
Whole time, they are exercising, eating more fruits and veggies, and 3, sticking to a routine. But somehow, that always gets pushed to the side as if that is an inconsequential part of why they feel better, as if it has no part whatsoever in how they felt better. It was not the fact that they increased the diversity of their diet. It was not the fact that they started moving their body more. It was the weight. It was the weight.
Yes, okay, so see, here she made our point for us, because essentially, once people get past the face value, the macro level change of noticing that someone's appearance is different, what's the next question they typically ask? How did you do it? How did you accomplish this amazing thing? Tell me your secrets. And then that's when the person can elaborate. I did it by adding more fruits and vegetables to my diet, by eating less processed food, by moving more, by adding a routine where I changed my sleep and my water habits. Maybe they did all 3. So again, as I'm watching this, I'm not really sure what point she's trying to make here, except for, yes, people will talk about these 3 things once they get the opportunity. I'm going to let her continue because we got to see if she's going somewhere with this.
And so many people will start these resolutions where they're moving their body more, they're diversifying their diet, and they will think, wow, I feel so much better, get on a scale, see that they have not lost weight or gained weight, and immediately think, wow, I'm so unhealthy, I'm so bad, man, this is terrible. Because it's not about health. If we really focused on just making our bodies feel better, there wouldn't be an emphasis on weight.
Okay, something that Splotchmaker and I can agree on here. See, I don't just disagree with everything. This is a discourse, whether they like it or not. I do think that people do often get derailed by the scale. And I think that that does stem a little bit from diet culture, but also from a culture of instant gratification. We, especially in America, wanted results yesterday. And if we don't get them, and if we don't see them, we have a mentality to just throw the whole thing in the trash. It didn't work, so clearly I should just go back to my old habits, and that's that. We just wipe our hands of it, and we're done. But I agree, I don't think we should let the scale derail us the way that we do, because weight is just one factor when it comes to overall health. And while we put an emphasis on it, and we give it more weight, no pun intended, in our minds and in the way we do things, it's just one factor. Now, after giving me a reason to agree with her, Splotchmaker did a full 180. She did a quick about face and immediately tried to prove that weight loss doesn't help with health improvement.
There have literally been studies too, if people want to talk about, oh, well, of course weight loss helps with health. There have been studies where people literally had their fat just removed, just like lipo. And their markers, their health markers, all that jazz, were not improved from the people who stayed fat.
And since she didn't give us citations, I went ahead and did a quick Google search because Google is free. And I found a study from 2015 that states liposuction led to significant decreases in body weight and fat, waist circumference, and leptin levels. Changes in body fat and waist circumference correlated with concurrent changes in the adipose-related hormones, insulin and ghrelin, and body shape perception improved. Thus, besides the obvious cosmetic effects, liposuction led to several positive body composition, hormonal, and psychological changes. So what I just showed you is a study that directly disagrees with what she had to say. And it's the most recent one I could find, which was back in 2015. So hopefully she'll counter and maybe share a citation. I'm not going to hold my breath. But even though this directly disagrees with what she said, even before I decided to Google that, I already understood that she was comparing apples to oranges here. Because liposuction is a cosmetic surgery. And so when people are going in to get liposuction, all they're doing is removing the fat. And the purpose for doing that is to shape the body to look a very specific way. Liposuction isn't asking people to deal with their underlying issues with food. It's not asking them if they exercise or if they work out. It's not asking them if they have a routine. They can go in, get liposuction, and continue doing what they're doing, even if it's not healthy for them. When people lose weight with the methods she's describing, changing their diet, eating less processed food, working out more, and starting a routine, those things are dealing with the underlying causes, which is why their health markers would improve. Like, I feel like that just makes sense common sense wise, but again, maybe I'm wrong. Let's let her get the rest out here.
Weight loss is just a potential, possible side effect of changing your lifestyle.
Wait, what? Did she just advocate for a lifestyle change? Did you hear that?
Changing your lifestyle.
Yeah, she definitely just agreed that lifestyle changes are beneficial, didn't she?
And just as likely as weight loss is to happen, weight maintenance and weight gain. Those are both equal, if not more possible, possibilities.
I think this depends on a few factors. If the person starts out overweight and makes these changes, the most likely outcome is that they're going to lose some weight. If people start out underweight and make healthful changes, then they're most likely going to end up gaining weight. And the goal for both overall should be to get to a body where they feel healthy and like they can move, like so that they feel their best, right? And then they should be working to maintain that as an outcome. Healthy looks different on everyone. What Splotch and her peers here don't seem to understand is that even if someone did really focus on those health promoting behaviors, the ones that she's described as beneficial, even if they did solely choose to focus on those and they ended up losing weight, they are the ones who are going to take issue with that. They go out of their way to target these people, to call them ugly, to call them fat phobic, to tell them that they're the worst people on the face of the earth because they dared do something for themselves within their own bodies. If they really cared about bodily autonomy at all, they would understand that people can choose to lose however much weight they want, for whatever reason they want, without providing explanation to anyone else. As if we haven't already seen enough to prove that, let's go ahead and look at just one more.
This because people don't talk about the toll it takes on you when you are a walking worst case scenario. Simply by existing in public, simply by existing online, we are constantly being compared to as a, thank God I don't look like that. Thank God I'm not that fat. Thank God I'm not you. Thank God I'm not fat and ugly. You can feel it.
Pause for just a second. Did you just hear her say, you can feel it? as if she's admitting that this has never happened to her, and the only place she's ever heard these words were likely from another fat activist, and that's made her feel a little paranoid that everyone's thinking about her. Or these are things that she is hearing within her own head, and then she is projecting them onto other people that she does not know. They always tell on themselves, so let's see if she clarifies.
If you have never been visibly fat, you don't understand the feeling of walking into a room and knowing that pretty much everyone, the grocery store, the doctor's office, the mall, TikTok, people are walking by, people are scrolling by, and they're saying, oh, thank God, I don't look like you. You're a worst case scenario. At least I'm not that.
Oh, the main character syndrome is strong here. She really, really believes that as soon as she walks into a space, everyone else immediately stops what they're doing to take note of her and to actively think, wow, I would never want to be her. What in the what is this video? Does she really think she's that important that she takes priority in everyone else's life? Like, the minute they see her, they just drop everything else in their life. All their own responsibilities, all their own worries about their own bodies, just all dropped because they've got to focus on Splotch and make sure she knows that they would never want to look like her. This is the reason that I genuinely think fat activists are so miserable. They really, truly believe that everyone is just thinking about them constantly and that everyone hates them or is laughing at them. It's not a good headspace to live in. But what I can promise them is they are not the main focus in anyone else's life. What Splotchmaker doesn't seem to understand here is this is her telling us about the way she thinks about herself in her own head, because we are our own worst critics. So the things that you think other people are noticing about you are often not the things they're noticing because they don't know you the way you know you. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that Splotchmaker is not very nice to herself, and that's why she has this tendency to project that onto other people. Because you can't project it onto someone else if you haven't thought it about yourself first. At the end of all of this, I'm left feeling like even Splotchmaker doesn't understand what her stances are, because she either contradicts herself, or she misses the forest for the trees, or she desperately compares apples and oranges to try to make her arguments stick. Plus, as we've just seen and just talked about, her very negative focus on weight loss tends to be really self-centered because she thinks that people are judging her based on her appearance, but also the things that she dislikes about herself. And so it sort of explains why she's a little bit bitter and a little bit condescending when she makes these videos, even when she accidentally agrees with us. All right, that is all I have for you all today. At this point, I'm curious to know what you think. What do you think about her argument that weight loss is not primarily for health reasons, based on the fact that we talk about appearance first? Do you think it's hypocritical for her to judge people who want to lose weight when she doesn't want to be judged? What do you think about her accidentally agreeing that lifestyle changes are beneficial? I feel like that's a thing I wasn't expecting to see today. As always, you will have to let me know what you think because you know I love reading your opinions and you all always come so prepared. I love reading and learning from you all, so please leave your comments for me down below. And for all my introvert friends out there who may not feel comfortable leaving your opinion in an internet comment section, I see you, I feel you. Go ahead and leave me a facepalm emoji today because I facepalmed a lot while I was watching this content and preparing for this video. Plus, I love seeing your emojis just as much as I love reading those comments, so please leave them for me there. As always, thank you all so much for being here with me today. I will see you in the next one. Bye!